man, you're blessed to be in this position where you're looked at as kind of like a subject expert. But I mean, I feel like that's well deserved, man. I feel like you've been in the space for a long time. But I do want to know, how did you find yourself becoming that guy, that person, that Bitcoin enthusiast, especially in the Black community?
And even to give it a little bit more preface, because I'm like, yo, I know you've seen the sentiments change year to year, and you've been in it so much so that you can even see it change from decade to decade. So really just talk, because I know it must be a trip for you, like sometimes, but yo, I'm telling you, y'all were not on this train with me. I was trying. So yeah, talk about that, this whole process.
So I'm gonna give y'all the story, because I don't do it a whole lot on podcasts, but I definitely gotta do it for the early show, man.
Hey, gang.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Grandma Cafe.
Hey, shout out Cafe.
Shout out to Crypto Breakfast Club, man, on the Twitter.
Last couple guests.
Yeah. So look, man. So basically, the long story is I had taught myself how to program back in like 2007, right? And I built a little company or whatever doing that. And then
to get a job, or did you fuck with coding, or like was that your passion? You just like, no, this is where the money at.
Listen, I always been a hustler my whole life. People say entrepreneur, I say hustler. So I found a cat that escaped. Like I used to own. Man, it's a long, crazy story, man. Like
you got nothing but time.
Yeah. So let's go all the way back there. All right. So Lamar Wilson, let me do it that way. Lamar Wilson,
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Let them know where you're from, Louisville.
Yeah, it ain't even from Louisville, man. I'm from Lex, man. Lexington, Kentucky, man. The real city in Kentucky. But I'm from Lextown, man, and I grew up here. You know what I'm saying? Grew up in Lex, born in Lex, raised in Lex, been in Lex. I ain't moved. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going nowhere. But anyway, so. Fast forward, go to college, not even dropped out, had a whole semester full of E's. If anybody don't know what E is, an F in college, had a whole semester full of E's because I decided I wanted to play a video game called Ocarina of Time, which is Zelda. Like I was on that. I wasn't going to class. I'm just in class I'm just in the dorm playing the game. Yeah, bro. Like, and people's like, Lamar, because in my mind, I was like, listen, you know what I'm saying? If I don't go to school, I can go and get withdrawals. So I was like, in my mind, I was like, okay, I might miss this semester, but I'm gonna just go get W's, and then I can retake it next semester. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, guess what? So I go to the admin office, and I say, "Hey, man, I want to put in some W's." You know what I'm saying? I want to get some W's. And the admin office, was like, "No, it was like that was just the deadline was yesterday." Like,
them joints turn to E's. We got some E's for you.
Yeah, because I didn't go no class or nothing. I'm in the room I'm making beats. We was making mixtapes, playing video games.
Everything but school.
Yeah, exactly. Everything but school, man. And the crazy thing is I had a full academic ride, man. I ain't gonna lie, I screwed that away.
Hell.
Like real talk, man. Just on some like, and I used to tell people like, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur, man. I don't need this anyway in the long run. Like I used to be on that kind of time. Well, fast forward, you know what I'm saying? I found a wonderful woman. She was my best friend. She wound up getting pregnant. We wasn't really married, nothing like that. But then I wound up go ahead and marrying her. And I basically got on this path of just trying to like figure out how I'm going to turn all of this hustle that I've had my whole life selling water, candy, and all of that into like an actual hustle. So it was crazy. So when I was in school, I wound up working at this ice cream store. Called Cold Stone Creamery, because my cousin, he was the manager.
Cold Stone. Hey,
Cold Stone.
I put in a good 2 days. You know, good 2 days, and then I say, you know what?
You worked at Cold Stone?
You worked
at? I don't need this. I know how to make money. I don't need
the sweet cream.
Hey, that's what's up, man. That's funny. Small world. So I was working there because my cousin was like, man, you got the personality for it. But really, my cousin was just trying to get up out of there in the midday so he didn't have to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because he bring me in the midday. So I was in there cleaning floor seats and all that.
You got your personality.
Keep the bridge intact. Keep the bridge intact. I'm going to spin the block. So Lamar, I need you to fill in real quick. Hold it down.
Personality for ice cream.
For real talk. So, but it really was, like I said, because look, as soon as I show up, his girl will come pick him up and they be off. So really, you know what I'm saying? I was a substitute. Yeah, so I was cleaning floor sinks, doing all of that kind of stuff. $6 an hour. And I remember working in there, man, and I started reading them because, you know, I was in the midday, so wasn't that many people coming through. So I was in there reading the manuals and stuff for the franchise. And I was like, man, that'd be dope if I could own this bad boy one day. So I started reading through it, getting to it, but I was in school at the same time. And when I graduated with honors with a finance degree. But at the same time, when I was trying to get jobs in like banking and stuff, the ice cream people was like, man, we would love for you to manage our stores. So I had to make a decision. Am I going to go follow my degree, go the traditional path, and then, or I'm gonna manage the stores? And the only reason why I was able to manage the stores is because my cousin got fired. So my family looking at me like, why are you working for this company that fired your cousin? You know what I'm saying? They giving me crap on that side.
It was a loyalty.
Yeah. And
up the ranks. This is crazy.
And my man, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And my man, I'm like, look, man, that whole situation over there ain't got nothing to do with me because I'm trying to own this bad boy. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm like, you know, looking into it like, okay, I can either feel like an owner because the owners who own the actual store, they weren't even in my town. So if I actually manage the stores, it's almost like I'm an owner. I get to learn on their dollar. Or I could go work in this bank management, try to move up. Like all of my interviews were with all vice presidents every time I went. You know what I'm saying? So like when I went to it was at the time it was called Bank One. I think Chase wound up buying them or whatever. Like I'm going in there trying to get an interview with them. So we going back and forth. I'm going to these interviews, taking these things. And I wind up just decide, you know what? I'm just going to hold on to this, man. Like, I'm just going to try to do the ice cream thing. So I'm going to speed through this part. So I'm just trying to show you how I got there. So one of my first businesses, and I'll say this real quick. So when I had the ice cream stores, before I even got to the point where I was manager, I was making $6 an hour, but I knew I really wanted to get like a duplex. So everybody would have told me like, you making $6 an hour, there ain't no point of you even going to look. But I went to a mortgage lender to find out what I could get. Right. When she told me what I could get, I was like, all right, well, maybe I'm gonna look.
And did you have good habits with spending money? Like something, no, I'm frugal. Like I got it added up. I might not think I'm good. Like I could,
bro. I'm always off it. I ain't never been on the materialistic type. I can't say I ain't never. When I was in high school, boy, I was Tim Doubt. Yeah, Tim Doubt, straight up polo, everything, all the time. You know what I'm saying? But once I got married and stuff, man, I was really like tight. I tightened up. Right. But what it was I took that whole experience of me checking to see about the thing. I never thought that I couldn't get something. So I went in and checked, and it was like, you get a $38,000 loan. I was like, I can't probably find no duplex for it, but I'm gonna go look. So I learned how to go downtown, start looking at the county clerks, looking up properties that I was interested in, find out who the owner was. I learned all of that stuff. Then I wound up becoming the manager. So now I'm making more, and they tell me I can get like a $70-something thousand loan. Of course, I could probably find a duplex in that range because that was my whole thing. My mentor had told me, go buy a duplex. So I go and find a duplex, wind up living on one side, rent the other side out. And at the same time, I'm running the ice cream store. So now I'm on my hustle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm on my grind.
Starting to pick up.
Yeah. So then I wind up running those 2 stores. And then they wind up putting me over 2 more stores in Louisville. So I'm running 4 stores. And then they changed my title to president. Right?
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? First I was director of operation, then they changed it to
crazy.
Right. And I ain't like, listen,
that's crazy.
No, of a co-owned franchise, right? Because
yeah. So I know that it wasn't the whole co-owned.
Yeah.
Like, co-owned is still a big deal. It's probably the most popular ice cream spot in any city.
Yeah, and I wasn't even number 24, bro. Now think about this. Yeah, so I'm making good salary. I'm running these stores. I got 60 employees under me at 24. I got my duplex popping. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing all of these different things, just trying to build up like my entrepreneurial skills to get from just being a hustler to being more of like this business dude that understands how deals are put together and all of that, right? So then when I turned like I was 24, almost barely 25, and this dude who's like one of the richest people in my city, he came in to be like a celebrity scooper. You know how they be bringing in celebrity people to come scoop for charity, that kind of thing. And and he tapped me on my shoulder in the back room, like before he went out and scooped. He was like, "Do you own this place?" And I was like, "Nah." He's like, "You should." And that just planted that seed. Because I was like, I had already said I want to own it at some point. But now when he said it to me, I was like, well, shoot, maybe I can. So I was like, listen, you going to be my mentor? You know what I'm saying? Like use that opportunity. Now this dude owned the most Applebee's in the whole country. Like he was the biggest franchisee of Applebee's, you know what I'm saying? So I hollered at him. He became my mentor. And then from that point, I started learning what I need to do to put the things together. So I asked the owners, I was like, hey, man, do y'all think it'll be possible if I could own the 2 Lexington stores? Because that's where I'm from. I would love to own the stores. So by the time I was 25, I wound up owning 2 Cold Stones. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is, and the reason why I talk to people about like just believing in yourself, because truthfully, I didn't have the assets, though. I don't come from much. You know what I mean? Like I don't have no rich uncles. I don't have none of that. So I wasn't supposed to be able to actually get into Cold Stone like that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even supposed to be able to get it. But the owners, they sent me an email that they had sent to Cold Stone, like Lamar is interested in buying it, And the email said, well, we don't know if we'll be able to do it, but if Lamar can get the money, we'll let him get the franchise. You feel me?
Tough.
So that gave me a goal. So then I just I did everything I could to figure it out. I had some bread saved. I did some seller financing. I went to the SBA. Like I did everything I could to figure out how to go and get these Cold Stone creameries. You know what I'm saying? And that was just like a crazy powerful thing, because I didn't think, number one, I didn't think I was going to be able to get it there early. And number two, like my parents and everybody, they was kind of more like, I thought you was going to be a banker. You got great grades now. You turned yourself around from basically dropping out for a semester. You know what I'm saying? Like you did all of this and now you going to an ice cream store. It's like, but then when I owned them, what happened? Oh, my baby owned the ice cream store.
Say, like, that's a different mindset, because like the way that they're looking at it is like, you're just working in the ice cream store, but it's like, nah, like you own the ice cream store. And also too, just hearing that story, bro, that's a real ass like started from the bottom type. Like you literally, you was in there $6 an hour scooping the ice cream. Next thing you know, you're owning the spot. That's crazy, bro.
And the time span that happens in that's not regular. That's like you had to probably show a different type grind. Like this boy, motivated on some other shit. Like he internally, like he is something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Where does the programming come in though?
That's what I'm getting there. That's why I said it's a long. I told you it's a long story. It's a long story.
We in 08, right? We in 08.
No. We 05. This is 05, bro.
Okay,
yes, 05. This is 05. 05. So 05, I get the Cold Stones. And here's the thing. So there's a dude that works for me. He's a black skateboarder, right? Now, me, I only seen skateboarder. We just like ride him down the hill. Wasn't nobody doing no tricks or nothing. Like I didn't understand the whole Tony Hawk, or not even that, the street skating stuff, right? Like Rob Dyrdek, Chris Cole, them kind of cats.
Yep.
But he used to be, you know what I'm saying, Terry Kennedy, you know what I'm saying? Like, but look,
he was in it.
Stevie, you know what I'm saying? Stevie, all of them. So the thing is that he used to come to our store because he was working for me, and these kids would come from the skate park and be like, "Where's Lee Hayes? Where's Lee Hayes?" And I was like, "Lee, why are these kids out here looking for you? You just in the back. Like, what are all these kids?" So he was like, "Man, I kind of skate a little bit." I was like, "All right, well, you know, y'all look,
I'm a lucky celebrity."
Brooke knows me, so he know I'm gonna be like, "Well, come on out here and skate, then." You know what I'm saying? Like, I told him, I was like, "Come on outside." So he came outside and got his board, and he was doing tricks right there. And I was like, man, this is dope. And the kid was like, like it was like he was literally like a celebrity, man. So all these little kids like, oh my God. So I'm looking at it like, man, I'm gonna go to the skate park. I said, when you get off, man, I'm gonna roll up there with you to the skate park. Right. So I go up to the skate park and start noticing all these kids skating. And I'm like, bro. And I asked him, I said, how much that deck cost, man? He said, this costs $100, this costs. And I was like, oh, there's money in that. So I go home, I look up how much it costs to get a blank skateboard. It's like $8. They ban them for $60 for the deck, right? So I'm like, $8.60 again. Hustler goes into mentality. Right. So I go, all right, let me go get these blanks. So I bought some blanks offline, spray painted designs on them, took them back and said, hey, we got a skateboard company called Rad City. The dude Lee's like, oh, that's what's up. He said, people always say they're going to make a skateboard company and don't do it. You did it in a couple of days. I was like, for real.
Yeah.
So I give him the skateboard. He's skating them. The kids start liking them. I take them over to the skate park, sell them on consignment. To the skate shop, sell them on consignment. So now I got my skateboards in one shop. You know what I'm saying? Then we start doing like a little tour. We doing all that. You know what I'm saying? We now it's a business. Now I'm like, hey, I'm gonna give you half. Me and you gonna go 50-50. He didn't know he's gonna start a business. I'm like, me and you gonna go 50-50. Let's do it. I'm gonna get this out there. So we was riding around to the point where I got that thing so big. I was a commentator at 2 Red Bull competitions. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Hey, yo, that's crazy.
So it was real crazy because think about it. I just learned. They literally used to have me in the skate shop teaching me. The little kids, they're like, that's a tray, that's a tray flip right there. That's a nose grind. That's a nollie. You know what I'm saying? They going through all of this trying to teach me how to move.
Comment for real,
right? So I can talk, but I'm in there studying. Like I'm in there, you know what I'm saying, studying. So I got that to that point. We wound up being in all the stores in our state. Like every skate shop in our state had our decks in it. So I felt good about that. But then we was like, we're gonna expand this. We're gonna go on a tour and do this all over the country, or at least on this side of the country. So we put the tour together, but at the same time, I knew I needed a website. I wanted to make like a social media website for skateboarders. You know what I'm saying? So I'll go to this company. They said they was gonna do it for me. They had a deal like, we'll do the website, you do the business part, and we'll split the profits. And I'm like, all right, that sounds like a bet to me. These dudes strung me out for an entire year. I done planned all of this stuff, got the tour together. My wife set the tour up where we headed to, all of that. Whole year, they strung me out. So we get to the point where it's like a month before I got to go on tour. I'm talking to them like, y'all gonna get my site up, because I thought they was doing something. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that much. I thought they were doing something.
Doing shit.
Yeah, they weren't doing nothing, bro. So I get they come in with the partnership agreement, like, this is how we're gonna do the partnership and break it down. I get it, look at it. They act like I ain't got lawyers. So I take it to my lawyers. Lawyers look at it and say, okay, here's some changes. It happens all the time in contracts, right?
Yeah.
So I bring it back and say, here are a few things that need to be changed. They say, oh, no deal. If you're going to try to change the contract, no deal.
Oh, man. They was like non-negotiable.
Yeah, like not even non-negotiable. Like, I'm going to draft the contract.
Right.
Is what it is.
Like, you got to take what I'm talking about. Yeah. So bro, this is what I did. I felt like I want to flip the table on them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I just looked at them. I said, all right, if that's how it is, it's business. Shook their hand, walked out, and got me a HTML for Dummies book. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And that's when it started. Like,
yeah. I feel like a lot of great things happen in that way. It's like you try to get something done, somebody like throws you for a loop, and then it's like, all right, am I going to trust somebody else, or am I just going to learn how to do this myself? Like, literally, that's how I got into video and podcasting and all that type of stuff.
Or better yet, it's like, wait, is somebody trying to close a door? Why am I acting like I can't take the box and make my own door?
Or open the window or whatever.
You know what? Yeah. Thank you. Because now I just realized
you forced me to learn something.
Do that.
Exactly.
Right. That's right. I remember the first name of my company was going to be Ananga Tech, because the dude who company it was, he went to Georgia Tech. And when I asked him, I said, look, man, I know you ain't trying to do the deal. Just shoot me over the stuff that y'all have already done. He was like, you're not going to be able to do anything with that. He said, I said, why are you saying that? He said, because you're not. I was like, why are you saying that? He said, you went to UK. I went to Georgia Tech. So my whole company name was a non-Georgia Tech, right? Like it was a Nanga Tech. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? A Nanga Tech. Yeah. So I wind up, he didn't give me nothing. I started just building and learning, man. I literally sat in my living room for a month, for that whole month, trying to figure out how to code in PHP, do HTML. And I built, by the time that month was over, I had built my own social media website, logins, like pictures, everything, like a small little Facebook for skateboarding. In a month, in 30 days. Went on that
site, straight code,
bro. Learn how to host, I learned how to do all of it within a month. And the crazy part is we went on tour, you know what I'm saying? We went on tour. Let me cut that off, man. Before I be looking down the whole time. So we went on tour, man, and while I was on tour, see, I didn't tell y'all, like during the same time, my main ice cream store, the theater that was by the main ice cream store moved, and that was our main
started drying up,
main source of profit. And so I had been doing everything I could to keep that going as well. And while we was on tour, my wife called and was like, baby, we might not be able to make payroll. And I'm like, I'm not about to go in debt and now there's the movie theater move and there's another ice cream store across from it. I was like, baby, just close it up. So while I'm on tour, I had to close my other business. Right. Yeah. So I'm on tour. We finished the tour out. You know what I'm saying? Had a great experience on that. Kept pushing the skateboards when I got back. But really, I had to close the stores down. And what the thing is that because I didn't have a whole lot, everything I had was tied to them stores. my house, my car, my like. You feel what I'm saying?
It was a real hassle at the time. Like you making the right plays, but damn, this was unforeseen real quick.
Bow, punch right to the face. So I wind up losing the stores and losing my first duplex. I still have my crib, but I wind up losing my duplex too and my car. You know what I'm saying? So I lost everything. And so the crazy thing is that me learning how to program though, this is why I always try to explain to people. It's like you be having a path, but if you just keep pushing, like you'll find out your path was really something else. You was just picking up skills along the way. You was picking up things for your real path. So So when I lose my cold stone, I lose everything I have. Like, and of course I'm depressed because I didn't listen. It took me forever to get there. All that hard work, like all of that. I'm depressed. I'm waking up every day crying in my cereal. You know what I'm saying? My daughter, I had to watch her at the time. She like cornflakes, salty as heck. You know what I mean? So my daughter get up,
literally crying in the cereal.
Literally crying my cereal.
Thing to see, like, but not
But my daughter, the thing is, my daughter used to sit across from me every morning because I had to keep her. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't, when I had to lose it and we had to do all, it was a lot to close it down. My daughter used to come and when I would cry, I didn't even put in a booster seat or nothing. She would get down out of her chair, walk over, get on my chair, sit on my lap, man, and kiss me, right? And give me a hug. Like she could feel it. She ain't number 2 years old. You feel me? She could kind of feel like Pops is in that mode. So I always call her like my little angel. You feel what I'm saying? And it always gets me worked up a little bit. You know what I mean? But she did that. And it was like, from that point forward, I was like, you know what? Because at first, I ain't gonna lie, man, I went off myself. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I was that depressed, bro. I was like, dog, I done lost everything. Everything I done built. Like, how am I gonna get it back? And then I realized the most important stuff was like my daughter, my wife, my other 2 sons. You feel me? That was the big thing. And I didn't even realize the gym that I had by me teaching myself to code, which came from the fact that I met a dude at an ice cream store. You feel what I'm saying?
How it just opened the door.
Yeah, because what happened is Facebook, MySpace, right? Them 2 had apps. I started building apps for them. And I said, my first goal was I just want to make enough money to pay for my internet, which was $60 a month. So I want to make $2 a day. So I started making like 2 cents a day. And I was like, oh, this is good. All right, this is 4 cents a day. By the time I got to about a month or so into me really building those apps, I was making $7,000 a month. Right? So
changed up real quick.
Changed it up. But that's what I'm saying. But there was some space in between there, right? When I started learning and all of that. But once I finally figured out how to build them apps, I just couldn't stop. I just kept building apps, and they was the worst things ever. They just had ads all around. It was all the ones you hate. Like you just had an app in the middle and then ads all the way around. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that's literally like how I learned how to program, is that it was out of pure necessity. Like I had to program because that was the only way I was going to eat. But that kind of lifestyle allowed me to stay with my kids. Matter of fact, everybody was dropping their kids off over, my cousins, other people in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? One of the little cats I used to keep, he done got shot. You know what I'm saying? He got killed last year. So it's like all that stuff full circle. Like they used to bring the kids over to my crib. Like I used to keep them, work with them and all that because I had programming and there was residual income coming in just from ad money. And that stuff taught me. So now take that skill. I built couple companies, me and my partner Leif. What's up? Shout out to Leif. We used to build like apps for commercial companies. Like we build apps for law firms. We build apps for like construction companies and all that kind of stuff. Just using the skills we had. Matter of fact, I think our cities like City Bus website is still ours. Like we the ones that built that. You know what I'm saying? So many years ago, I think they still using that. You know what I'm saying? We won that bid. And the funny thing is, guess who we won the bid against?
Who?
The company that screwed me over.
The Georgia Tech joint.
The
Georgia Tech folks.
The last. It was 2 of us. It was 3 of us. 2 of the last one was me and them and another company. So we sitting in there as the last finalist to get the bid for the city bus website. Right. So they all come in, they present. We come in after them, present. The other people come in, present. When it was all said and done, we beat them dudes. This is the same dude that told me I wasn't gonna do nothing.
Yeah, he's like, you don't know how to do this. You don't know what to do with this.
Right.
That's crazy. That's
that's real deal. I'm sitting there looking at them across the table, like, look, you didn't know you created a competitor. You know what I'm saying?
I created a monster, bro.
A monster, bro.
Early.